Bonjour.
Hey. Salut. Allô?
Je suis sûr que tu avais compris ça.
Non, ça j'avais compris, mais ça, je suis restée sur le focus.
Innovating.
Référez-vous les instructions en français ou en anglais?
Français, c'est bon.
Good morning!
Bien de moi.
Chaque équipe dispose de 10 minutes afin de présenter son cas au juge. Si vous n'avez pas terminé votre présentation après 10 minutes, elle se verra arrêtée afin de passer à la période de questions. Une période de questions d'une durée maximale de 5 minutes est allouée au jury à la fin de la présentation. Je tiens à rappeler au jury qu'il est obligatoire de poser au moins une question lors de cette période. Veuillez noter que vous ne pouvez en aucun cas dévoiler le nom ou encore la provenance de votre université, à risque d'être disqualifié. J'aimerais demander au public d'éteindre la sonnerie de leur téléphone cellulaire. Je vais maintenant laisser le juge se présenter et ensuite vous pourrez débuter votre présentation.
Bon matin, en français. Amélie Bédard, directrice associée dans un centre financier SFL.
Martin Poirier, SFL.
Charles Lahaye, mon Dieu.
Hey, il change pas.
Lahaye Wealth Management, affiliated to SFL.
Karine, conseillère en ressources humaines.
Nathalie Preti, Bell Canada, en charge du recrutement des nouveaux gradués et des stagiaires.
Patrick Moran, Executive Director of the Macatech Foundation, and still a co-founder of the Commerce Game. Very much.
It takes a lot of courage to build a business from the ground up, but to ensure growth, it takes strategic partnerships to let this happen. My name is Siham. I'm here with my colleagues Nick and Evan, and we're here to tell you how we accomplished to do this.
So we must be very familiar now with Innovate. Just to recap, it's a financial service specialized in startups and tech. And so we provide idea generations and validations, as well as a networking and collaboration environment, which is called an incubator, and our financial services, so they're very direct, so which we all know about. But now what happens is that our consumers, they do their journey, they have their product, they come to us with their specific worries, we give them the financial service, but we need that extra boost. We need them to make even more growth in everything. And what happens is that when they don't have any marketing assistance it's very difficult for them to launch their product successfully and create enough hype as well enough growth and reach enough target audience so that they can really grow even more and more. What we have here is now with a marketing agency that we'll be talking about a bit later, it's possible for them to have all those steps ahead in the road, have the financial service, but also be backed up by a marketing agency. What this benefits to them is that they can have an outstanding, breathtaking campaign which will reach as many people as possible and really grow their company.
So, when we're actually thinking about looking for a partner, we have a couple things to consider. One, how compatible are we? Do our values align? Do they see their clients as like transactions or like us as in relationships? Also, will we communicate well? Will it be one way? Will we be the worker bee, or will it be a free-flowing conversation between the two partners? And then lastly, what's the growth potential? Do we expect to grow with them, or do we expect to become stagnant if we were to partner with one of the choices? Now, looking at these choices, we have Orange Tango, Locomotion, and Uppercut. They're all Quebec-based marketing firms, and we use the decision criteria that I just talked about to rate them all from 1 to 3 on each factor. As you can tell, Locomotive is the easy option, which we can talk a bit more about in the Q&A if you like. And looking a bit more into Locomotive. So they are mainly looking at web design and tech firms. So they help people get the branding out, they help market it to other clients, as well as just the advertising through social media and such. They're tech-based and based in Montreal, where most of our startups are taking place. And then some previous clientele, they're not just doing tech-based startups. They've gone from Volleyball Canada to your tech-based startups to even web design firms. So they're very ranged in their capabilities.
So now we've talked about the partner we would like to go with. It's Locomotive. And in order to really ensure this partnership is as successful as possible, we have to start off on the right foot. So who do we need to talk to? I would like to introduce you to Charles Demas. He currently works at the company as the head of business development. So he's always looking for new ventures to partner up with other companies in order to secure success for their company, which is why we would need to speak to him. So we know that our company is a very approachable brand. We like the feeling of merely building relationships. So we're going to use that same method when contacting Charles. Because we love networking, and we assume that he does as well because it's in his business, we will be going to marketing networking events, so we really get the opportunity to speak to him, tell him about our branding in an informal way where it jogs his curiosity. When you hear about an incubator, it's something new and fresh. So this will really entice him. So we grab his business card. What do we follow up with? We email him or phone him in order to schedule a meeting, something that we can have some concrete advice and really speak about our product and how we would like to partner with them to help our customers, but also grow his customer base as well. The idea of reaching the head of business development will mean that we'll be able to go to the VP of business strategy. This will be a leeway into really connecting with their company and being able to offer our pitching services to them overall. So now that we've spoken to the right person, what do we say when we get to them? This is very key and important to ensure success. Number one, we will be talking about creating a successful brand with them, so we will want to do a referral-based system. They have current clients who are getting marketing services, but in order to grow their brand, they need good finances. And that's what we're good at, so we can offer that to their clientele. And as we discussed, our clients are now launching into the marketplace. They want people to actually know their brand and be as successful as possible. So we will be referring our clients to them. Then, to ensure that we're being as great as we can possibly be, we want to track how many of our customers are actually following through and getting advice from our Locomotive partner, and how many of their customers are coming towards us, so we can keep track and look at anything we can tweak in the future. And finally, the most important part is exclusivity. With this type of partnership, we want to make sure that Locomotive is our sole provider of marketing services for our clientele, and vice versa for financial services. By being the sole partners in this division, we're able to ensure that we'll be as successful as possible and really ring true in this matter. So, what can we offer? When we get there, we want to talk about the details. People care about this. So we have a huge growing client base of 270 current customers. So these are all people that they can be communicating with. And we want to make sure that they're directly involved in our process, as we had mentioned. And finally, exclusivity always rings true. And what we can do for them is that we can help their customers really generate and validate their idea overall. And we can look at any issues that they're currently having and make sure that we're able to address it in our incubator. And finally, just to make sure that we're helping everyone involved for all our customers, we'll be giving them the direct marketing approach. What should you do? Your product is ready. What's part A? What's part B? So we'll be giving a detailed guide created by both of us, and we'll have some amazing workshops as well to really connect with them and show them that our partnership is something that is not just something that's spoken, it's something that's done. And that will really make sure that our partnership is strong as possible in this case.
So if we go now, we see the financial success. So basically, what happens? How are they benefiting us, and how are we benefiting them? So what happens is that first, we offer our financial services to these our clients. We give them advice on what they should be doing, as well as how they can possibly grow. And one of those methods is by telling them about the marketing firms that we're with. So for marketing firms, so Locomotive, telling them what growth process they can go through. When they do go to market to these firms, they have a successful launch, they have more profit, more clients coming in, so it generates profit for their own company, and that profit can possibly be reinvested into our financial advisor services, which is beneficial to us, as well as them.
Sure. So that's awesome, but by how much are we actually growing? So let's first take a look at what we were doing before. On average, we were growing at around 120%. The startups were growing, so we would be getting more money from them, and we'd be working with more assets of theirs at around 120% per year. Now, we were expected to reach about 600 clients by 2022, following the same growth rate that we've been doing for the last 2 years. And we expect the revenue per client by the end of the 2022 to be $1,100. But with the help of Locomotive, we can expect 140% instead of 120% growth rate of the startups, as less are failing, and average out the growth rate of the startups will be quite high. We'll be expected to reach 900 clients, reaching into their base of clientele. And then also, we'll be expected to get $1,300 per clientele on average, as less of the startups are failing and we have more assets to deal with. Now, how is this going to benefit Innovate as well as Locomotive though? So as far as clientele, we can see that we got an extra 300 from their client base, and they can expect 900 startups, although they'll have access to all of them. They can pick and choose which ones they provide the most help for. And then we can expect 20% decrease in startup failure, as most of the startups that we expect to fail have not been able to get their products across to the people, as we've been now helping with the financial advice. And as for their clientele, we can now do the financial advisory position, making sure that they're starting up, they don't waste money on things that they shouldn't. And all in all, as for revenue, we can expect to make an extra $380,000 from the partnership, and they can make $290,000 through marketing our companies. So together, Innovate and Locomotive, the real thing that's bringing us together is a goal. We both want the entrepreneurs to succeed. We love the entrepreneurial spirit, and we want everyone to grow as quickly as possible. And we know that partnering with Locomotive is the best way that we can help everyone succeed. Thank you.
It's a really, really well-structured partnership. Good job. Why didn't you talk about other maybe partners in other fields? Because I get that you chose someone in marketing to make sure your clients are going to make money throughout good marketing. But startups have more needs than pure marketing, like legal fees, legal or accountancy and things like that.
So we believe that, first of all, these companies are trying to grow and they have our financial advice. There are many aspects where they'll have to reach out on their own, but one of the most crucial things in order for them to be able to launch and get out to the most people will be the marketing. So which is why we saw this as the most valuable option for this choice.
What are you? Oh, sorry.
Okay. With Locomotive, actually, I know the owner. My owner's good. He's a great guy, by the way. It's a long-term relationship that you want. That's great, and you proposed a really fine partnership. But what partners could you have on a day-to-day basis? I think that pretty much what we are expecting.
What I was talking about.
One of the things, it's a really good question, we were discussing this as well. One of the aspects that we thought would be interesting to include is having somebody who's really based in technology experience. Because we know that our consumers are tech savvy and they're in this industry, but sometimes they have questions. So we would ideally partner up with a company that's tech involved, like that does coding, for example, to help consumers perhaps take something that was meant for Android phones or something to turn it into iOS. So this was something else we were thinking of as well, but marketing would be the key thing we would do initially. But that's something we can include in the future.
So you're really betting on partnership that are aimed at growth. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
No, nothing to add? No?
That's good.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you very much.